Hey youth leaders, it's Shane again with another discipleship tip of the week. Sorry for the long break since the last one. I've actually was looking at the last one and I've gained a lot of hair since that last one. And I changed shirts. People were making fun of me about that. So I gave in to the peer pressure, I guess, and changed into a green sweatshirt. But yeah, so we left off talking about how important questions are in our discipleship times. We were kind of transitioning from the big point of these discipleship videos, which is really to make our discipleship times be with times instead of add on times, because I know we have busy schedules, especially right now for us at 180. We have an event pretty much every week this spring. So if I didn't have my routine built in of meeting with my guy George on Wednesday mornings, I would have canceled every week. But since we had that routine, it kept me going and really led to some sweet stuff, which I'll talk about here in a bit. But yeah, so transitioning from what could be, as these be with times it could be surface level times if we let them be with our students. You know, doing chores around the house or cooking food, going shopping, fixing a car, going on a hike. Those are sweet things to do. They're fun, but they could just stop there and not build deep relationship with students if we let that happen. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is just transitioning from that surface level be with time into building deeper relationship with students. And a few things that I would say build deep relationship with students are, first of all, having consistency in meeting times. Anyone who's been in youth ministry for a couple years knows that it's a progressive effect. If you need to see immediate fruit, and fruit maybe them learning something from last week and applying it this week, those moments are few and far between. But once you have a relationship with a student over months and years, that's when you really get to see the progressive effect of them growing up and growing up in faith. And so that's my first just tactic, I guess, of building deep relationship, is to stick with it, to be consistently in their lives, even in different situations, to have your routine discipleship time where you dig in and get deep, but also, you know, just to be at their sporting events, be at other times in their lives where they just have, you know, their normal life going on, and you're able to kind of observe them and hang out with them during that. All of that means something to them, and it's all progressive, a progressive effect. It never, you can never really see it from moment to moment, and that's what makes it tough, but that's also what makes it so rewarding in the end, being able to look back. So that's my first tactic, being consistently in their lives. And my second one is to pray before every time you meet. I'm really horrible at this. I have my routine built in, and sometimes that allows me to take advantage of, you know, the time. I know what time I'm leaving, so I can squeeze this activity in before I go. But just when I pray, I found, you know, the Holy Spirit goes before me, softens the heart of the student, also gives me the right question to ask at the right time. One example of this was just a few weeks ago when I had my routine time with George set up, and I had made a point of it to pray beforehand, and just got in this sweet conversation, and it turned out that he had a friend whose dad had just become like an alcoholic, and had thrown his whole family life away and left his family. There's some abuse going on, and George and his family were kind of friends of this family, and George was like, what do I do? Why would God let this happen? And it just led to a sweet discussion, and to little ways where he could contribute to God restoring that situation. And all because I don't even remember what question I asked now, but I had prayed. God gave me the right question to ask to tap into what was going on in George's life, and it led to some sweet fruit that continues even to today. So that's my second tactic, is just to be praying beforehand every time you meet. And my third tactic is really we have to be intentional about going deeper if we want to build deep relationships. Like I talked about a little earlier, they could be fun, surface level activities with our students, and that could be as far as they go. And it's on us to make those times deeper by asking, what are you struggling with? You know, even sharing what you yourself are struggling with, because we all have those questions that we're struggling with in our walk with Christ, and they especially do, but they're not going to ask that question unless they trust you, and unless you prod them, unless you challenge them, unless you ask them, you know, what are you struggling with? What's that one question in your life right now that you just don't have an answer to? And if they trust you, they're going to be willing to share, and it's going to lead to some sweet time of you being able to apply what you've learned in your life into their lives, and that's just the essence of discipleship. So that's my third tactic, is just to be so intentional about, one, sharing your own struggles, so that they can trust you and see that you yourself are not perfect, but also just asking them, you know, what are they struggling with? And that's when we can jump in as their discipler and really just be God's co-workers, be there for the student, so they can know that they trust us, and then we can just share what we've learned in our lives, and it's awesome to be able to do that. But yeah, so those are my tactics: to be consistent in meeting with your student over time, not to give up when the going gets tough, or when the going just gets busy, and also to pray beforehand, and third, to just be intentional about getting deeper with your students. And that's how deep relationships are built. It's by God's hand alone that these relationships turn into God glorifying discipleship relationships. And so we just have to go in with a humble attitude, asking God to do the work for us. And it's awesome to be a part of in the end. So that's what I have for you guys today. Hopefully I'll be able to squeeze in one more video before the end of the semester. But until then, we'll see ya.